Thank you, Nathan, for doing such a great job on Unit 3. That was all in the parking lot. And now we're out here in a neighborhood. So in a parking lot, what we're doing is reducing factors. So we're reducing traffic, we're reducing like kids playing around. It's a controlled environment for you to practice your basic skills. And so that's going to be, like the braking, the throttle, the clutch, the shifting, all that stuff. You're practicing that in a parking lot so you don't have hazards. But now we're adding hazards, okay? We're going to start off slow, though. So part of all of what we're trying to do is build upon what we've already learned. And we've learned in Unit 1, the MTC awareness stages, the plan method. Unit 2, we have all our gear now, right? I got all my gear on. And in Unit 3, we learned how to basically operate things. So we're going to add in just one more. We're putting Unit 1 into practice. We're wearing all the Unit 2 stuff, and we should have at least a basic understanding of everything in Unit 3. So now we're going to be going into the neighborhood. So this is a really great area to practice. I actually prefer, if you want to do even a step below, is a neighborhood in development. Watch out for nails, but a neighborhood in development where it's just the road and there's no housing. And all you're going to have to worry about is going to be anybody looking at the area when they're driving. So we're going to go ahead and add some hazards here. We have a neighborhood, but if you can't have one where there's no development, here's a cool thing is do it during a time where people are at work or kids are at school. So weekends are pretty bad. I get it. You're also working, but you could still make it work there. Still reducing some hazards. So one of the things that I want you guys to be focused on is watch out for any traffic. Right now, I reduced that hazardous situation by doing it during the middle of the day when nobody's really home. But you're going to have to watch out for traffic. Typically, it's going to be 25 miles per hour in a neighborhood, so you don't have to worry about it too much. But still watch out people pulling into their driveways. So this is great practice on intersections and sides of the vehicles. This is going to give you a good visual representation of sides of the vehicles. Everyone's parked. Nobody is in their vehicles. But when you see lights on, then you know somebody's there or they're just waiting. Treat every single one of these driveways as an intersection. Try to practice your yellow stage. We're typically in yellow stage, but then when you see a side of the vehicle, go ahead and pop in orange stage, back in yellow stage. Practice the jumping back and forth between yellow and orange. Practice your sides of the vehicle pattern. And then treat these as intersections because that's a possibility, somebody pulling out or going in or somebody turning left in front of you. It's typically just oncoming traffic, one single lane, no centerline stripe. So watch out for that. Watch out for people kind of moving around. But that also gives you a huge lane to practice in. Since there's no centerline stripe, you can use the whole thing. Just watch out for oncoming traffic. That's going to be a scary thing. Obstructions, watch out, like I said, for parked cars, curbs. Sometimes there's curbs. It's also good practice for stop signs and those intersections that we're going to be coming up. So now that we have that, let's go and turn on the bike. Let's start riding. And I'm going to point out some things that you might want to watch out for. Kids are a big one. Animals are another one. Just watch out for things. Don't want to run into anything. That's the whole plan, right? Plan method. I'm going to keep this up because I can stay nice and cool. I have my eye protection, everything on, making sure everything is good to go. Got traction control. Let's just go ahead and go. Friction zone, throttle control, looking head checks, right? We practiced that in Unit 3. Thank you, Nathan. God, he did such a great job. So here we go. We have a stop sign coming up. I see sides of the vehicles, nobody's in it, but I'm going to go ahead and roll off the throttle like we've practiced, pulling the clutch. Oh, we got somebody here. I'm going to go ahead and position for safety. Thank you. Nice little wave. We all understand each other, and apply some progressive braking. And I'm going to stop at the stop sign. So now that we're here, I'm going to go ahead and put it neutral so I can talk just a little bit. I have terrible line of sight here. We talk about positioning for safety, that we need to have good line of sight, space cushions, and an escape path. I got plenty of escape paths. Nobody's behind me. I don't see much here. So what you can do, and this is part of Unit 3, is get that friction zone. Okay, find that friction zone. And I'm just going to go ahead and creep out a little bit. Maybe give it a little bit of throttle if you're on a lower CC bike. Go ahead and tiptoe it out. And what I'm doing is my line of sight is opening. And now I can see better, but I'm not going to get hit still. Can see better. Can see better. There it is. And now we're going to go ahead and put tight turn from a stop into practice. I'm going to turn left, indicators on, handlebar turn, just like Nathan taught you. Look, look, look. Still going. And that's where the tight turn from a stop comes in handy because you need to be able to do that. Now, it's typically to the right. That's going to be hard, so we're going to try that here. We have another stop sign. We're practicing our MTC awareness stages. This is an intersection, so we're in orange stage. Once again, we're going to go ahead and stop. Very good. Looks like we got a speed hump ahead. We're going to practice going over an obstacle. So tight turn, same thing. There we go. We're moving on. We got a speed hump. So what we want to do with speed humps, speed bumps, or anything like that, maybe a kid, just kidding, don't run over kids. Lift our butt up, go up and over. Use your legs as suspension. Great practice right here for a U-turn, super wide U-turn. Okay, so like this is what I do in a neighborhood. We're practicing our skills that we learned in Unit 3, the basic operation, and we're applying it to the real world road stuff. There's no traffic, there's nobody like coming out, but I still got hazards, so I'm gonna go ahead and position better, lift my butt up, go over, and position away so I have space cushions from these vehicles. We're practicing all 3 units into one. It's very easy to practice Unit 2 with full gear because we're wearing it. Good job, you got it right. And we're practicing Unit 1 with our plan method MTC awareness stages. I'm in yellow stage right now, but we have an intersection coming up right here. And I know this seems so basic, but this is how you start. Orange stage, nobody's coming. Hands on the handlebars, but I like to talk with my hands. Now I'm back into yellow stage. We have a turn coming up. This is a curve, right? Orange stage, we learned that in Unit 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and look, and we're gonna go. If you notice, I'm going 15 miles an hour. It's a 25 mile an hour area, typically in a neighborhood, but you don't have to go 25. But that's the cool thing, is that everyone else should be going 25. So you don't have to there we got a side of the vehicle right there coming out. That is a perfect example. I'm pretty far away. I'm gonna try to creep up. Perfect example of what you should be paying attention to in a neighborhood. So this is just like an intersection at in town, which we're going to be talking about more, and we're actually going to be riding in town. That's like the expert level, at least in my mind. It's more like moderate. But anyways, watch out for those sides of the vehicles. So that when we're assessing relevant threats, right now we have an intersection right here. When we're assessing relevant threats, that person was coming out. It wasn't anywhere near me, so I didn't have to navigate anything. But if it came out right in front of me, what you can do, and this is what I like to do in neighborhoods, is find these manhole covers. So I'm going right towards the manhole cover, swerve, get back into my spot. So you can practice that at 20 miles an hour. We got another one right here, swerve, get back into my spot. And so what you're doing is you're training your mind, and you're creating new synapses, and you're getting everything ready for when something does happen, that you know what you can do on your bike. So in a parking lot, you're kind of just stuck with the parking lot, and that's great. Like I said, we got another intersection, that's the same vehicle. But when you're out here on the road, you actually get to move and go. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop. It's a stop sign. You know what, I'm gonna turn left because it seems like it's more of like a big area. So there you go, is like the main road. I don't feel comfortable, if I'm a new rider, I don't feel comfortable going out there yet. I'm gonna stick to this. I'm gonna stick to riding in a neighborhood. So here we go. Now this is like one of those main thoroughfares in a neighborhood. You're gonna have more traffic. It's about 25 miles an hour. So if this looks familiar to you wherever you live, this is a great option for when you can just pick up the speed and you don't have to worry about driveways. You just have to worry about intersections like this one. So right now I don't have to worry about any driveways other than pedestrians and maybe dogs. It was a blind turn, blind turn, blind turn, blind turn, blind turn. And we're back into yellow, but we're gonna go back into orange because it is a stop sign. So practice my progressive braking, downshifting, right? So I typically don't even get past third gear when I'm in a neighborhood. I'm usually in first or second, but it all depends on your motorcycle. But intersection, orange stage, looking for escapes. Nothing's happening, back into yellow stage, kind of relaxed. Oh, another intersection. But you see how that it's gonna practice. You're practicing the switching. You're practicing every aspect of Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3. So right here we have a cul-de-sac, okay? So this is gonna be like oh, it's not really a cul-de-sac, it's okay. No, we'll turn right. We'll go to the cul-de-sac. Go watch out for road surface hazards, go over it nice and smooth. And this is where slow straight line comes in handy right there, where I'm coming up like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't wanna put my feet down. I'm gonna do slow straight line. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and prep myself for this U-turn because it's a dead end. I don't wanna like get off and try to turn the bike. Look where I wanna go. Nice little U-turn, watch out for road surface hazards. Now that I'm straight, throttle, release a little bit of that friction zone. We got a car right there, side of the vehicle, around a line of sight issue. He sees us, I think. Very good, he's putting on a seatbelt. Have a great day. And we're moving on. So when we're out in a neighborhood, it is just practice of the easy stuff that we learned in Unit 3, the basic operation with very minimal, there's still some risks because you got vehicles still, you got road surface hazards, you still got stop signs and intersections. Based on time of day, you could have a lot of other things. So practice your skills, practice your MTC awareness stages, practice your plan method, actively tell yourself out loud what you're doing. Hey, I'm going in orange stage because it's a corner. Now I'm going to be switching over here back into yellow stage. And what that's doing is training your brain to see it without it saying it. Practice your slow speed, practice your U-turns. When there's an opportunity in a dead end, practice your U-turns. When there's an opportunity with a manhole cover, get up to about 20 miles an hour, do a quick swerve, get back into your spot, and there you go. Practice your progressive braking right here at stop signs. So squeeze, 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 weight transfer to the front. Look both ways. I can't see because line of sight is messed up. I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit of friction zone, kind of walk it a little bit with 1 foot. If you could do 2 feet, even better. And now I'm gonna go ahead and apply the brakes so I can see, open the view, and there it is. I got a vehicle behind me. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next lesson, and I'll see you guys there.